What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube realm? It's your boy Ninja Bread God, but you already knew that. And yes, we are going to watch this GDC, this Google Cast, where we're going to be seeing what Google has in store for us in the gaming realm. That's right. They're literally stepping into the gaming frontier full force. It's their gaming announcement. So for all I know, this could be another console that's going to be run-of-the-mill, hopefully not going to be like the Soulja Boy box. But at the same time, this could be them throwing their hat in the ring of Star Wars, where you have the Epic Games Store versus Origin versus the mighty and just prestigious Steam. Or Google Plus Games? I don't really know what they're going to call it. I know Google Plus is going to be leaving us in about a few months. I think it's either April or August. It's one of the two. I know it's one of those months that begins with the letter A, I'm sure. But yeah, last thing we need is have Google Plus friend codes. I know that would actually kill us from the inside. And then YouTube account integration with your gaming account. Oh my goodness. Literally some of the last things that we're going to need around here in the Wild Wild West. Although it's funny, gaming videos are usually the least protected on all of YouTube, which is, you know, owned by Google, and now they're putting their realm, or they're expanding their realm into the gaming ecosystem, and I don't know. But the reason why everybody has a bunch of hubbub about this is there was a PlayStation console there and a Sega Dreamcast. So we don't know if we're going to get like ports of some various IPs from various console exclusive titles on the PlayStations of old, or the Sega Dreamcast, or if Sega's going to be bringing back some new IPs specifically for this event because they were showcased enough cash. Who's to say? But yo, if I see Jet Set Radio, I'm throwing the headset, I'm pouring orange juice on myself. Okay. I'm not out here chasing clout like that. I'm not breaking this expensive headset, nor am I throwing orange juice on myself. First of all, that's a waste of orange juice. And if you ever had juice all over yourself, it gets really sticky. It's not a good look. It is not a good look. But here we are. It looks like I hear some audience, some background. Oh, we're getting You're really gonna play the teaser trailer? I'm already here. What do you need to tease me for? Like, I'm already sitting down, prepped, ready to go. All right. And that's going to do it for the conference. So let's go ahead and talk some of these details in the TLDW, too long didn't watch type of recap. So let's get to it. So not only is Stadia going to be this huge revolution in gaming as a service, it is definitely going to be its own first ever first party Google game development studio. So I guess if you are interested in that, that's kind of hot. But if you want to talk to the nitty gritty and this gets down to the specs, let's face it, folks. They say it's going to be able to stream 4K video at 60 frames per second. But in the future, they are going to come with something even bigger called 8K 120 frames per second, and that's one of those things where I'll believe it when I see it. Sounds far-fetched, but hey, maybe someday, right? It'll be streamed from data centers all across the world, many of nodes out there, so it's always going to have something near you. You're never going to have to go across the world to get your data, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be running on a custom AMD's graphics card, which is apparently going to be able to push more teraflops than the Xbox One and the PS4, even if you were to combine the two specs. Apparently, it's going to be out doing that, so that's going to be wild. It's going to be able to stream games in seconds, can output to YouTube while you play, so you can stream while you stream. So, you know, all your exhibit memes are there as well. I heard you like streaming, so you can stream while you stream, dog. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, pushing past that, people who want to develop for the platform can do it using multiple GPUs through the cloud, so you can develop at home on your own cloud, on Stadia's cloud. So it's basically streamed game development, which is going to be a huge godsend for a lot of developers out there who may not necessarily have the infrastructure to do all these things in terms of pushing things to the limit. There will be apparently multiplayer improvements due to having a simplified and homogeneous network. There'll be claims of perfect synchronization, which means to synchronize for everybody, pretty much eliminating crazy server-side lag or any hot nonsense like that. They also say that split screen will be returning, and not only just regular split screen, but this split screen that's going to be over the top, because as we all know, some developers feel as though they have to sacrifice having two different viewpoints, so they will have to sacrifice on graphic fidelity, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But with this cloud-based service, you're going to be able to have streamed viewpoints, and you can even have them on your screens in different points, and you can even talk to the Google Assistant and request another player's viewpoint, or even have another player ping certain things across the map, is what they showed in the tech demo. So there's a lot of things going on here. A lot of it seems too good to be true, but once again, we shall see. Now, they also say cross-platform play is confirmed, And now there's this interesting thing that I want to talk about, because I remember I knew, like, we all knew that YouTube was going to get their hands all over it. This is a Google thing. So, you know, YouTube integration was going to be super, just all up in there, all up in the nectar. So let's talk about it. So let's say you're watching a YouTube video, right? And you're like, man, this YouTube video is kind of sick. And then all of a sudden you get to the end and it says play now, whatever game they were playing. And you click that button and bada boom, bada bing, the game boots up for you within seconds, they say. So now you'll be able to be like, man, I remember playing this game like 10 years from now, once Stadia has gotten, you know, its full infrastructure. And if there was a game that like launched with Stadia 10 years from now, you can be like, man, I remember playing that game. You can just click the button and bada boom, bada bing, you're in the game just off of YouTube. No, let me stop, alt tab, go to another. All that is apparently a thing of a bygone era if Stadia has its way. Now, that being said, that's insane. However, it also doubles as a recording feature. So let's just say you're a YouTuber and you boot up a game. You can just click a button on the actual Stadia controller and it just starts recording, much like the share buttons on the Xbox One and PS4 as it stands right now. But it'll be able to stream to your channel in 4K, 60 FPS, because it's not limited to whatever hardware you're playing on, because it is all streamed from the cloud using those custom AMD graphics cards. So if it's true, bada boom, bada bing, crazy, right? You're also going to be able to share images, videos, and clips of your own gameplay to others via links. So you'll be able to hit the share button, you'll be able to create a link, and you can drop that on Twitter, Reddit, Discord, whatever platform or social media you want to do. So that's going to be pretty cool. Full YouTube integration also confirmed, like I said, whether it's streaming, whether it's going to be on YouTube. But there's another YouTube thing that we need to talk about. You can put on your video or on your stream or however you're doing it, join me. And you can have people from your chat now join to queue up in your lobby in a game that you're streaming. You can now stream to your audience rather than having to remember friend codes, IDs, gamer tags, put your game on pause, go into the friends menu, add friend, typing in whatever gamer tag or friend code or whichever way their system works, blah, blah, blah. And going through all those steps, it can just be straight creator to viewer, which is pretty cool. Then this apparently is also going to be able to share save states. Now, what that means is, let's say you're going through a frantic pace in a survival horror game. You're getting bodied. You're out of med kits. You have no items. You're getting attacked. You got Jason, Freddy Krueger, and 16 xenomorphs coming at you. And you finally get to the end, your heart's just pumping, or you're doing some crazy nonsense in a speed run. You can save state right before that moment happens, and you can share that state. So when people boot up the game, they're in the exact situation that you were in, and you can see how other people handle that situation without having to like rig up all the events through like a randomizer or some sort that you're seeing for a lot of these older games. And since multiplayer is confirmed, imagine Parsec, but with billions of dollars thrown behind it from a company like Google. So all in all, sounds pretty good. They said it's coming out in 2019. No exact time given, just 2019 at some point. So yeah, this is just a short video on what you missed. If you like what you heard, go ahead and watch the video yourself. I think it's pretty decent. The only issue that I would have is if your internet goes down or the Google Cloud has some issues or there's an outage, all of your games are kaput, Zorski, dead in the water. And as you've seen, YouTube goes down like once a month and it's just down for several hours. So let's just say, you know, you finally got time to yourself and it just so happens to coincide one of those downtimes, ain't no games for you. So we'll see if they're going to be able to do that. Now, with all the nodes they claim to have in their backbone infrastructure, I'm assuming this won't be too much of a problem because this is a huge undertaking in which Stadia is trying to forego. So we'll see how that turns out. Other than that, yeah, not really too impressed with the games that they say are going to be coming to it. I mean, we know Doom Eternal, boom, but there were literally no game announcements outside of their tech demo titles. So no, anybody who thought that, oh, they have a Dreamcast there must be Jet Set Radio, oh, there must be fantasy stuff. No, you're not getting any of that. But the technology, at the very least, is pretty cool and something to look into. I'm out. You really thought I was done and wasn't gonna say anything, huh? Y'all really believe that that was the end of the video? Y'all really thought that I wasn't gonna say anything negative at all? Alright, let's talk about the big elephant in the room that they did not mention at all in their press conference. All of this stuff seems pretty good, and it seems like it could work, I guess, but they did not go into any details on what type of internet you're going to need to even participate in any of this infrastructure at all. They say, yeah, you know, things will just be great and chipper, but let's face it, folks, connecting to the cloud isn't always going to be what we call the best thing. Some people just have garbage internet. Some people are going to have fiber connections. Some people are going to have connections to the trash. Some people are going to be connected through the Wi-Fi router of pretty much the equivalent of two hamsters fornicating. That's something that is going to happen. There are going to be latency issues. There's going to be people who have terrible signals. There's going to be people who are going to, you know, I don't know, just not have good internet at all. And this is not something that they ever sort of mentioned on whether all internet connections will be homogenous and the same. Like, they just act like everyone's running fiber. They're acting like everyone's just running their own, you know, Google Fiber or something like that, or, you know, an equivalent service. Everyone's got a gig up and a gig down, which is not the case, especially worldwide. We're not even just talking about the United States. We're talking worldwide at this juncture. Like, these are things that people would need to know, because we already know that the online infrastructure here in the U.S. is already a mess, so maybe we don't even need to divulge any details about that. But just real talk, that's a huge problem. That's a huge issue, and something that they neglected to mention the entire conference. Not a statement was made. Like I said, this may be if you put it in a very controlled environment and everything is working at optimal efficiency. Then maybe all of this works. Yeah, great. Good job. Big claps. Round of applause for everyone involved. But a lot of this has to be tested in suboptimal waters. And I'm not sure if they've done that, because a lot of this sounds like too good to be true, because the last time we heard about the cloud, it was Microsoft beating their chest about it. And they're also talking about this graphics cards being more powerful than the Xbox One and the PS4. You know, consoles that have, I don't know, what's the word, been out for almost half a decade now. Actually, I think one of them came out in 2012 and 2013. Yeah, so over half a decade ago. I mean, come on now. Like, are we really bragging about beating 5 to 6 to 7 year old technology? I mean, come on. Really? So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of good in the optimal sandbox cases they're talking about. Absolutely. But uber skeptical am I? You're goddamn right I am. Boy! Twitter is losing their absolute mind. He's gonna say that's just a theory. Again, he's gonna say it. You know he's gonna say it. Oh, I can already. Oh, people are hot. Oh. Yo, people are already typing on Discord talking about something. I hope the Undertale dudes come out there and just body him with steel chairs, bro. This ain't WWF, bro. I'm done.